girl got swept away and Dorothy was her name. Her house up on the windy sky and finally came to rest. Upon a wicked witch whose sister put her to the test. She skipped along the road of bricks but never skipped along. She made new friends along the way who tried to help her home. They came upon the yellow city, shining green and very pretty. Excitement overwhelmed the storm, cause they asked for help of the Wizard of Oz, of the Wizard of Oz, of the Wizard of Oz. She skipped along the road of bricks but never ever skipped along.
Once upon a time, in a place called Kansas, there lived a girl named, wait a minute, don't tell me, Doris. No, that's not it. It's, oh yeah, Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Told you.
Yes, Uncle Henry. What is it?
There's a twister coming. Better get inside.
Looks pretty bad. Come on, Toto.
Careful you don't trip, Dorothy.
Don't want to get brush stains on your dress, dear.
Yeah, right.
That dress cost us a fortune.
Outside the tiny house, the twister raged on. Inside, and him raged on.
Dorothy, get on down in this storm cellar, you hear?
But Toto's disappeared. And besides, we don't live in a trailer park, so we'll be okay. Toto, where are you? Ah!
What you doing? Come on.
Just a minute, I've almost got Toto.
That's it. I'm closing her up. You're on your own, kid.
So the twister hit the house even though it wasn't in a trailer park, sending Dorothy and Toto spiraling into the sky. Oh dear, I'm getting dizzy. Let's move on. Ah, that's better. Dorothy awoke a short time later, and it wasn't long before she realized that she wasn't in Kansas anymore.
What the?
It was a beautiful, colorful place. The type of place you'd love to put a resort with swimming pools and hotels and, oh, well, back to the story.
Hey, kid, welcome to Oz.
Huh?
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Glenda, the Good Witch of the North. I also double as the welcome wagon lady. I've come to thank you for ridding us of that awful witch from the East.
You must have me mistaken with someone else. I don't know anything about a witch. I don't even know where I am.
You're in the land of Oz, of course. As for the Witch of the East, your house landed on her after doing a marvelous half-gainer off the top of a rainbow, see? One minute she was standing there giving everyone a hard time, and the next, Squish City, the look on her face when she realized she was about to be flattened was priceless.
So I killed the evil witch?
Well, you got one of them at least, but there's another one, and she's even worse than the first.
What do you mean?
Tourists, they never know anything. All right, let me see if I can explain it to you. In this part of Oz, there are 4 witches. 2 of them are good. They're in the north and south. The other 2 in the east and west are bad. When you made your spectacular entrance, you eliminated the Witch of the East. That leaves 1 bad witch and 2 good ones. Does any of this make sense to you?
Oh, I get it. You're one of the good witches, huh?
You catch on fast.
I've never met a beautiful, or rather a good witch before. Would you be offended if I asked you for a favor?
Not at all.
Could you send me back to Kansas, please?
Oh, I'm afraid I can't do that. Sorry, but union rules prohibit me from using magic outside of Oz.
What? Oh, no!
Don't worry, kid. Even though I can't help you get back to Kansas, there is someone else who can. He is the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
Oh, really? Where can I find this wizard?
Over there. He lives in the Emerald City in the heart of Oz. He's a very wise and powerful wizard, and he belongs to a different union.
Do you really think he can help me?
Well, I've heard he can do anything. Of course, no one's ever really seen him. Now, to get there, all you have to do is follow the yellow brick road.
Oh, thank you, your witchness. I'm gonna see the wizard and be home before you can say, wait a second.
Wait a second.
I didn't mean that literally.
You better take these with you. I know they're not very fashionable, but they contain very powerful magic that could help protect you. Besides, I think they'll look absolutely adorable with that pin of floor you're wearing.
And so they lived happily ever after. Oh, no, that can't be right. See, I was on the wrong page. Now, let's see. Here we are. Dorothy and Toto began their journey to the Emerald City and soon found themselves in a vast cornfield.
Mighty nice shoes you got there.
Were you talking to me? Wait a minute. You're a scarecrow. You can't talk.
Really? Gee, nobody ever told me.
Wow, you're amazing.
What's so amazing about me?
Well, back home, scarecrows don't do much more than hang around and shed. You must be the smartest scarecrow in the world.
Well, I feel like the dumbest.
How can you say that? I know a lot of people who don't talk as good as you do. Of course, most of them are politicians.
When the farmer made me, he forgot to give me a brain. All I have in my head is a bunch of sticky straw, and not very much of it either. You think if I had any brains at all, I'd be hanging around here with a pole up my back waiting for some crows to show up? No, I'm not smart. I'm just a dumb scarecrow who wishes he had a brain so he can understand the simple things in life, like TV game shows.
Hey, I've got a great idea. Why don't you come with me to see the Wizard of Oz and ask him for some brains?
Do you think he'll give them to me?
One way to find out.
Imagine me with brains!
I'll have you down in no time. Gee whiz, I'm sorry. Are you all right?
Never felt better. Now, I just gotta get up in 1, 2,
That's a very funny bit. Timing could be better. By the way, this is Toto, and I'm Dorothy.
Mighty pleased to meet you.
Well, come on. We've got a long way to go.
And so Dorothy clicked her heels and... oh, dear. I'm in the wrong part of the story again.
Look, Toto. Fresh spring water. Sorry, didn't quite catch that. I think he said something about being spoiled. Oh! Is this what you want? Oh, I get it. He wants some oil.
Why? Is he making a salad?
Oh, silly, he's all rusted and needs the oil to move.
Thanks, that's better. Now do my neck. Oh yeah, I've been waiting to finish this string for over a year. I'm free, I'm finally free. Thank you, I've been here ever since the day I went out to cut wood and forgot to check the weather report. Kind of an empty-headed thing to do, if you know what I mean. Anyway, while I was working, it started to rain. Well, pour, really, and right in the middle of a swing, I rusted solid. Then you found me. It's good to be alive, even though I have no heart.
What? What do you mean?
Don't be silly. Everyone has a heart, I think.
The absent-minded tinsmith who made me forgot to give me one. He did give me 2 spleens, but it's not the same. Without a heart, I'll never know what it's like to love someone or really understand trashy novels. I feel so hollow.
Hey, why don't you come along with us? We're gonna go see the Wizard of Oz. My friend the Scarecrow is gonna ask him for a brain. And I'm gonna ask him to send me back home to Kansas. I'm sure while he's at it, he can help you too.
Can he really help us all? Is he really that powerful?
Only one way to find out. Come on.
And so Dorothy, Toto, the Scarecrow, and the Tin Man set off happily for the Emerald City. Oh my, I got it right this time, didn't I?
No, Peter!
A snack!
A snack?
loud. You scared me half to death. I know it's kind of silly for a lion to be afraid of loud noises, but I am. In fact, I'm afraid of just about everything. I'm a coward, I tell you. I can't even stand out in the sun because my shadow keeps scaring me. Go ahead, call me names.
Wait a minute, we don't want to call you names. We want to help you. Why don't you come with us to see the wizard?
I'm gonna ask you for a brain.
Mia, huh?
And so after spending some time trying to figure out what the lion had said, they were once again on their way to the,
On their way to the Emerald City.
yes, what they said. Oh, look, they've arrived already.
I am Oz, the great wizard for hire. How dare you interrupt my beauty sleep?
Oh, please, your wizardness. I'm Dorothy, the lost. I was wondering if you could send me back to Kansas.
I'm Scarecrow the Scarecrow, and I'm in need of a brain. You got a spare I could use? Get it?
I'm the Tin Man. I'd like a heart.
Please.
Tell him what you want.
I want to be brave.
That's Toto. He wants to go back home with me to Kansas. So, how long do you think it'll take to get these wishes granted? I'd kind of like to be home by supper time.
Not so fast. There's a little matter of proving your worthiness that needs to be addressed before I can grant you anything. It's a Wizard Association rule, you know. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd give you whatever you wanted, so go away and leave me alone.
How do I prove my worthiness?
Let's see. Oh, here it is. You must jump up and down while singing Mary Had a Little Lamb, chewing bubblegum, and patting your head while rubbing your stomach.
But I can't do all that.
In that case, you must destroy the Wicked Witch of the West. Bring me her hat for proof, and all your wishes will be granted.
But Mr. Wizard...
The Great Oz has spoken.
This whole thing didn't go quite like how I planned.
Yeah, no kidding.
Excuse me, could you tell me how I can find the Wicked Witch of the West? I'm new around here and I don't know the way.
Sure, kid. Go west till everything looks ugly and dead, then follow the signs. Can't miss it.
In no time, Dorothy and her friends were in the Forest of Doom and would soon be upon the witch. Or the witch would be upon them, depending upon which point of view you take upon yourself. Was that clear?
Well, looks like we have some unexpected guests. How delightful! I couldn't have planned this better myself. Instead of having to track her down, the little brat's come to me. Now I have to figure out a way to get her up here so I can get my hands on my late sister's magic shoes and to get rid of that brat once and for all. I know! I'll fly her in and then send my pack of wolves to deal with her friends. Hey, Wings, fly out and bring back that Dorothy kid. And be careful, I need her back here in one piece.
Hey, what's that up in the sky? It's a bird.
No, it's a plane.
No, it's not. It's a flying monkey. No! Leave me alone! Go me, you overcrowd!
She's gone.
Where'd she go?
She went. What happened to you? When that thing grabbed Dorothy, I just fell apart.
Put me down, you feathered baboon, before I get really mad!
I believe you have some magic shoes that belong to me, so why don't you just hand them over, dearie?
No way, lizard breath!
Well, that's a fine attitude. I need a new plan. Get in there. If I can't have those shoes right now, then at least I can get a little hard work out of you. You're gonna be my maid, and you're gonna scrub every inch of this castle.
worry, Toto. We'll figure out some way to get her back. That witchel, who am I kidding anyway? It would take a man of steel to get in that castle. Too bad we don't know one. Wait, I'm made of tin. Tin's like steel. I'll become the Tin Manator.
I'm behind you all the way. Me too.
Really?
She helped us, now we're gonna help her.
The three stood staring at the evil castle, thinking long and hard about how they would rescue their beloved Dorothy. An hour passed. They still hadn't thought of anything.
Those fools have been standing like that for an hour. I think it's time for them to move. Walls of darkness, hear my call. Jesus, orders, have a fall. It's time to fight them all.
Hey, what's that? A pack of wolves. What do we do?
Pretty good for a cat who didn't think he had courage.
No kidding.
More confident than ever, the three headed for the castle. They still didn't have a plan, but they were sure they'd think of something.
They beat my wolves! Well, it's no more Miss Nice Witch. Raise the drawbridge!
Drawbridge is up! He's still away here! It's too far to jump!
Well, what are we going to do now?
Hey, I got it! If we cut down this tree, I think it would make a dandy battering ram.
Consider it done, baby.
Alrighty, full speed ahead, right through the drawbridge. Follow me, boys. We're right behind you. Hold on, Dorothy. We're a-coming. Dorothy, where are you?
Up on the floor.
She must be behind that door. All right, boys, let's bust her down.
Hiya, boys.
It's all right. Oh, Dorothy, we missed you.
Oh, now isn't this a touching sight? Now you are all my prisoners!
Huh? Hey, water must be her weakness. Hold her down! Hit her with everything you got!
Oh no, I'm wet! And I'm a dry, clean, only wet! I'm melting! Get me a towel, a blow dryer, anything, before I melt away!
Am I on again? Well, Toto, never mind.
Did you bring the witch's hat as I commanded?
Yes, your wizardness. We brought it. Now, can you make all our wishes come true? Please?
It's not quite that easy.
What do you mean? We proved ourselves worthy. We did everything you asked of us. Now, come on. I want to go home.
And,
I'm ready for my heart.
and what about my courage?
Well, you see, there's a lot of paperwork involved, and then we have to get approval from the union. Get away, you rascal!
Uh-oh.
What happened to the wizard?
Well, I suppose I ought to tell you the truth. You've earned it. My friends, I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz. I guess I owe you an explanation.
You owe us a lot more than that, if you're the wizard.
My dear, I assure you I'm the only wizard here.
But you look just like a regular schmo.
I really don't want that to get around. Part of being a wizard is not letting anyone know what you really look like.
But I thought the wizard was that great ball of talking fire.
Just a special effect, my dear. A micro speaker hidden behind a gas flame. Quite simple, really.
So then you're a fake.
Fake? Who said anything about being a fake? I am the wizard around here, and this is Oz.
Yeah, well, if you're the wizard, I'm Judy Garland.
I beg your pardon, I thought your name was Dorothy.
It is! That was just a, joke.
Oh, I get it. Well, perhaps if I explain it from the beginning, you'll understand. When it all began, I was a master balloonist from the Omaha County Fair.
You mean Omaha, Nebraska?
Is there any other? Anyway, one day I was caught up in a terrible windstorm and ended up here. When I landed, the people thought I was a magician and proclaimed me the Wizard of the Realm. I've been here ever since.
Then you're not a wizard.
If you're not no wizard, then how come you promised to give me a brain?
Yeah, and me a heart.
What about the courage you promised me?
Gentlemen, please. These things that you seek, they cannot just be given to you. You must discover them inside yourselves. And judging from how you took care of that old witch, you've already found all that your hearts could desire.
He's right. Scarecrow showed how smart he was when he figured out that by cutting down a tree, we could crash our way into the castle. Then he figured out that the witch was allergic to water. Plenty of brains there, if you ask me.
What about you, Tin Man? You showed a lot of heart when the chips were down. The way you cared for Toto when Dorothy was kidnapped was real touching. And then you cried more than any of us when we found her. I don't care how hollow your chest sounds. You've got one of the biggest hearts I know. Don't sell yourself short, Lion. When those wolves attacked us, you showed more courage in 1 minute than most people show in their whole lifetime.
This is wonderful, even though I missed all the fun. I'm sorry I didn't believe you were a wizard. You're a wonderful wizard, and you made everyone's dreams come true.
All except yours. That's right.
What about Dorothy?
I don't think a trip home is something I could really discover inside, is it?
That all depends on what you're looking inside of. If you're talking inside you, no, but inside my balloon, you just might find what you're looking for.
Really? What Oz was trying to say was that he would take Dorothy back personally after he had made a speech, of course.
My friends, until I return, the Scarecrow will be in charge. He's very smart, so listen to him. I'm reminded of a story I once heard about a yak and Hey! Wait, I'm not done with my speech! Focus. That's better.
Hey, wait for me! Come back, please!
I can! I don't know how to go down! Goodbye, everybody, so long!
Now I'll never get home to Kansas!
Then why don't you just stay here with us forever? You know how we all love you.
Yeah, come on, Dorothy. Stay. Wait! I found some weird writing on the hat. It might be a spell that could help you get home.
What does it say?
Have to get it translated. Guard!
Yes, sir. Coming, sir.
You speak witch, right?
Yes, sir, I do. 3 dialects, in fact. I learned them when...
Never mind that. Just translate what's on the hat.
Yes, sir. If there's a place you want to go, just click your heels 3 times, then say the place and let it flow. Put on the hat, don't whine.
You're on your way.
Did you hear that, Toto? We're finally going back home to Kansas! Goodbye! Thank you all for everything.
Goodbye. So long.
Hasta la vista.
No, don't cry. You'll only end up rusty and in the body shop again. And you. Now that you've found your brains, use them to figure out a way to come visit me. Be brave now. I'll miss you. Oh, time's up. I want to go home! This so far!
heels 3 times. At first, nothing much happened. Kind of like my first date with my husband. But then the magic began to swirl Dorothy around. Faster and faster and faster and... Oh, dear, I'm getting dizzy. Anyway, moments later, she was home. Hey! And so ends the tale of Dorothy's adventures into Oz. What's the moral of the story? Something to do with using a travel agent on long trips. It's a lot easier to get home when you do.